Hello, welcome to To Be Human podcast, episode 27 on expectations. So today I want to talk about, expectations, how, people, will expect certain things from you, like expect you to do this or that, like, I'll just, throw out the stereotypical things like be a doctor, be um, a lawyer, be a something that's well paying, like, or like once you do a certain thing enough, that's all people expect you to do is that one specific thing. I'm somewhat, hinting to, you know, uh, like Pixel Gun because that was, you know, a popular, stream thing that I was doing, and now I no longer want to do it because I always seem to have really bad luck with online games, and it's been this case for a long time. Like, the last 6 months have been painful because of the stuff that has happened of late, so I really, really don't want to do it anymore, like, because, like, I don't want to have to suffer through, you know, facing the same thing again. Like, yeah, again, I feel like I'm only gonna, if I do return, it'll only be like one last time. And now that my second YouTube warning is finally over, thank God, I haven't even remembered to bring that up on the stream proper yet. I forgot about that because, yeah, again, I record these on a stream. But I need to mention uh, um, what I'll be doing now, but that'll be for the stream proper. So yeah, uh, so yeah, that'll be for uh the Mike and Jimmy one I'm currently doing. And if it's been a while, I guess since this video released, it might be harder to find, but it's basically the most should be most recent one. And yeah, again, it's Michael and Jimmy, not Jimmy and Michael order. So that narrows it down by 50%. Not much, but anything to help. But yeah, I need to talk about that. Anyway, I'm getting now a bit sidetracked, but yeah, expectations build through time. So, yeah, I don't want to be expected to always do Pixel Gun because it's like, even though it was fun while it lasted, like, things always build to like a, ultimate heights, and once things are their ultimate height, three things will happen once you're at your ultimate height. Either it'll plateau, like just stay like at that high, but not really grow anymore, like just sort of plateau. Option B is that it slowly starts to decline, but it's not like a rapid decline. It's just like a slow and gradual decline. Like that was the ultimate height, but now that ultimate height is done. There's nowhere really to go from there, so it just slowly declines. So that option is not that bad, but that the third option, the one that did happen, is once you reach your absolute high, you crash and burn. And it's safe to say, like, this crash was absolute and utterly catastrophic. It went down like 100% in a second. Like, and the longer I stayed near the fire, the more it burnt brighter. Like, it was just ultimately horrible. And ironically, like, it was my best performing Pixel Gun stream to date. So, yeah, I guess really going out with a bang. A real crash and burn. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to be expected to do Pixel Gun forever. Yeah, again, it's, not my main thing. My main thing has always been my characters, my story, my, things I've created from my mind of madness, like, that's what I do. Like, that's the main thing I do. Pixel Gun was just the thing I wanted to revisit because it was, basically a part of, like, my childhood. But it is just not worth streaming. But yeah. So yeah, I don't want to fulfill that expectation anymore. Just let women die because it's just not worth my own mental pain, like, to go through and, like, potentially, do everything again. 3 months. 3 months that I probably can't, gain back easily. Just, it's not necessarily wasted, just, the ending kind of makes everything beforehand invalid. It's really the end that ruins it. And I don't want, do it again to potentially have the same results, because history is destined to repeat from those who do not learn from it. And yet again, the second YouTube warning I had, now finally done, should have learnt from history. And yeah, again, with Pixel Gun, it was like playing with fire. Like, I knew something could have potentially happened with Pixel Gun at any point, but I still kept doing it just because, like, the expectations were there. But then, like, it crashed and burnt at the end. It burnt to smithereens and smolders, and yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to be filling those expectations anymore just because I can't. I just can't. it's the same thing again and again and again, which is why I'm no longer wanting to do online sort of thingy, like online games, because it always results in the same thing time and time again. I'm not learning from history, and history keeps repeating. So, like, yeah, and I'll discuss later what the few things are that uh, I may be doing, but the one thing I'll at least mention here is that I'll do Pixel Gun one last time eventually. No guarantee on when it will be, but eventually I think doing Michael in it for like the final time, like, will be like a way to finally, you know, give it proper end, just so that there is a end. Because yeah, again, I don't like to leave things on a sour note. I want, if something is going to end, I want there to be some form of a proper end. But for now, I'm leaving it so those expectations lessen, and I'm no longer trapped to just, you know, that one thing that, you know, everyone wants to see, but yeah, again, it's not the one thing that I'm ultimately invested in. I want, you know, people to hopefully enjoy, you know, the thing that I'm, you know, trying to, you know, craft and try and get that and perfect through time. Being my story, but who knows if I'm actually doing a good job or not, because it's, yeah, again, not really seemingly something that I've seen, you know, interest in always. Like, there must be some, obviously, that aren't interested in it, but I just don't see any response. Yeah, again, the reason why I call you guys the Voiders, because it's a creative joke about, you know, the Voiders, an entity in my series, has existed since basically the beginning of the series. Like, so, yeah, I mean, if you count, you know, the actual first stream, you know, day one, or well, the technically first stream, yeah, again, I did two practice, you know, test streams, whatever, but if you count the first proper RP stream, like, which was the first, like, official stream, like, like as the start point, as day one, then the void has been there since day one. It has been there since day one. Detective Blue has been there from day one, because yeah, again, the void was sort of his place, both the character and the person. Because yeah, again, Detective Blue plays Detective Blue. Yeah, you know, Jack was there from day one. Boop Boop was there from day one. Rogers was there from day one. Stewart was there from day one. Michael was there from day one. And now only a handful remain. I mean, Boop Boop still is around for me continuing Boop Boop. Michael's obviously still around. Rogers kinda, yeah, again. I like Dante as Rogers, it's just that Riku will always be my Rogers. And again, Rogers is almost like the Doctor that is regenerated. He's had different people play him. Like, Riku was the classic, the original, the best. Mine was the in between period for like 3 years. Keeping the spirit of Rogers alive, which is kind of funny because Rogers is half ghost, but no more, no more, no more. It's just frustrating that, you know, despite everything Dante's, done right, it's still not ever going to be the same for me. Like, I always want Riku back. And yeah, and hopefully I'll get to see that day, like, in person, because I definitely want to see it myself. Because if I don't get to be a part of it, if Riku does return, like, that will just make me so annoyed. That's the one and only chance that there may be was missed. But anyway, I'm getting distracted now by, my past. Yeah, how did I get on this goddamn tangent from expectations? I don't know. Probably something about me talking about, story. I was mentioning that story is important to me, and yeah, somehow I got to Rogers and all that. Anyway, expectations. Let's get back on topic. Yeah. I don't want to be fulfilling, expectations of something that I don't necessarily want to do, forever. Like, as much anymore. And yeah. So yeah. Expectations, can be sometimes a curse, like, because once people expect you to do a certain thing, like, if you divert from that thing, like, they'll be like, hey, why aren't you doing this thing? We expected you to do this thing. And it becomes like a prison. Expectations become a prison because people will expect you to do this or that. Yeah. You can definitely tell I'm tired of fulfilling, some of mine, and I just want to go back to how things were before, back to the easier days, the days where, things were simple because it was just most of the time just me and alone. At least I'm not doing this alone anymore. There's Sky, so yeah. But yeah, sometimes things were easier alone. Trust me, I won't change anything for a while. You know, with what I have now, like me and Sky doing stuff is definitely can be a lot of fun. Just I guess with it no longer being me basically purely alone, like I'm technically restricted from going overboard because I have to like factor in Sky and like I don't want to go too overboard like I used to. So yeah, I can't really go ham anymore. And yeah, again, I don't always have the time to go ham anymore. So yeah, especially since some of the episodes have gone very long. Some things are definitely long to do. Like later on the stream that I'm currently doing today, um, uh, I'll be doing Uncharted Destination, which is like a 4 hour map, and it may take longer. I don't know, and really do need to get on to it. But yeah, but yeah, um, yeah. Sometimes is easier ones. Sometimes harder. It varies. It varies. It varies. Also, did I say what I was going to do with Pixel Gun? Yeah, I did. I mentioned that I'll eventually do a thing with Pixel Gun. Yeah. Just now, I'm thinking of different trains of thought and want to wrap up the episode. But yeah, but yeah, yeah. I won't change anything for the world, I guess. Just it's different being solo act compared to um the presence, like, so yeah, it's definitely different, like it's its own whole can of worms, like, and yeah, because if I were doing things solo, I feel like I'd probably still be doing the insane schedule. Probably like I feel like it would have the capability of building up again, because then I can, spread things out without the worry of any factors of, oh, when is this gonna happen, or when is that gonna happen, like with the story elements with Sky, like, so it would, I could like spread out episodes like I used to, and then eventually, because they're so spread out, I'm still like doing them. Eventually, it get to a point where a lot of episodes are, you know, scheduled basically up to like a year later, because that, like, nice and spread out, just like one a day, like one episode a day, and then eventually I add on to it and have two a day, and then probably start to build again back to the same point where it'd be 2 a day again because of the spread of things, and then eventually be 3 a day again, then 4, and then potentially 5 again, and then it come crashing down again back to like 1. Like it'd be kind of a cycle, honestly. Like the insane schedule would start again. But it basically go in cycles, yeah. So that'd be a ultimate max point with the insane schedule. And then it falls back down again. But obviously I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think the insane schedule is ever going to return, at least as far as I see things. So yeah, but it would have definitely been interesting to see that happen over the course of time. And who knows, maybe it could happen again. Maybe. But I have to be more into the future. More when things finally may eventually end with Stuart, and as even further down the track for like probably me and Sky things, but who knows, maybe it could last a long while. Just I feel like with again it being always so distanced apart between the Stewart episodes that eventually there will be an end. Hopefully the proper evil Stewart happens before then, because it kind of yen does need to happen. But yeah, yeah, who knows when things will end or not end, or I don't know. I've sort of gone on a tangent from expectations, because it's sort of tied into expectations. So I don't know. I feel like I should just wrap up this episode at this point. But yeah. I guess things are complicated. And yeah, I have a lot of feelings about things because again, this is my life. This is what I've been doing for so long, and I just I guess want things to go good, but things won't always go well. Things won't always go smoothly, and yeah. But anyway, let's wrap things up by saying expectations are kind of a curse. Like, I mean, like, if you say to do something, you should probably, do it. Like, a promise is a promise. Honestly, one day I should talk about promises. That'd be something for an episode. I'm now gonna write that down, because I feel like that's something I could talk about more in depth, but not today. but yeah, um, yeah, uh, what was I saying? I've lost train of thought. So, um, God damn it. Uh, I just wrote down the promises thing. Uh, but yeah. Anyway. Uh, expectations. Oh yeah, I was wrapping things up. Expectations can ultimately sometimes be a burden, like, because especially for someone that wants, variety in their life, like someone that wants to do multiple things, like myself, like expectations can be a incredibly annoying burden because once those expectations are built, they can't be so easily undone. And yeah, like, yeah, it just makes things hard, and you don't want to forever be trapped by expectations. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up for this episode because yeah, I don't want to keep babbling into tangents forever, especially since I've got other things to do. All I'll say is that expectations, you should, you know, make certain that your expectations are kept at a reasonable level. And, don't force people to do something they may not want to do. Like, it's, like just a, simple thing. It's just a simple, thing to do. So yeah, just be kind and yeah, and yeah. But either way, I think that's the end for this podcast episode. So yeah, peace until the next one. And yeah, thank you and peace.